Philip K. Dick, PKD, wrote, "As human is to android, Ditheon is to human." So what is Ditheon? PKD said, "There exists a double psyche entity, that is, one body and two minds, one of the minds being human, the other is an alien entity. Each psyche sees the world quite differently from the other." Imagine the character of Jesus Christ. He was allegedly two natures, human and divine, in one person. Should we imagine him to have two different psyches, each perceiving the world differently, but somehow having to work together? PKD loved Dante's Divine Comedy with its three worlds of inferno, hell, purgatory, and paradise, heaven. PKD entertained the idea of a computer generating these three worlds and then switching back and forth between them so that someone could be presented with hell one moment and paradise the next, but mostly purgatory. PKD wrote, "The human psyche sees the middle realm, purgatorio. The alien psyche, perceiving reality, perceives inferno. However, when the two psyches combine into what I call Ditheon, a two-chambered ultra-mind, together as a single entity, they see paradiso." Isn't that an amazing idea? One mind sees hell and the other mind sees purgatory, but the two minds together become an ultra-mind seeing heaven. Did Jesus Christ's human mind see purgatory while his divine saw mind hell? Did both minds together see heaven? And God? PKD wrote, "The crucial element that the computer supplies is that it has the power to switch this two-psyche entity from left, human, to right, alien, to combined, Ditheon. The creature is under its control and therefore cannot on its own select which world it experiences. If you leave out the computer, then the alien mind and the human mind can work together to enter a higher state, a heavenly state." PKD said, "The partial, incomplete self on its own cannot perform this cognitive operation because it requires two vantage points by the participant, what I call Ditheon, analogous to spatial parallaxes. Minds on their own cannot level up. They need the assistance of another mind. If we regard consciousness as one mind and the unconscious as the second mind, then Ditheon is what you get when the two minds learn to properly cooperate." PKD said, "We are all sleeping avatars of God with amnesia. When will we wake up?" PKD wrote, "Dante is our guide. The solution to the mystery of our corporeal existence, our servitude, lies in the Commedia, yet everyone assumes it has to do with the next world. We read it and do not recognize our condition. According to Dante, you need to die to experience hell, purgatory, or hell. According to PKD, we are always faced with hell, purgatory, and heaven, and we can in a sense choose which reality we experience by adopting the right mental configuration." PKD said, "For literally decades I construed two levels of mental functioning, android, i.e. machine, and human. But now I perceive a third, higher level, and as I say, I equate the world of each as equal to a level of Dante's Commedia." PKD was originally obsessed with androids and humans, and whether androids could simulate humans, or even if humans could be mistaken for androids. At the end of his life, he replaced the android mind, which was an alien mind, with the alien mind in the more general sense, and wondered if the alien mind could combine with the human mind to produce a God mind. PKD said, "Three kinds of minds, three levels, ascending levels of reality." This to me is terribly exciting. A very coherent novel is forming out of all this, and this is based in turn on my life's work in defining the authentic human. Actually, PKD seemed more interested in inauthentic humans than authentic ones. He was fascinated by androids that could pass as human, or aliens that could invade and change the human from authentic to something else. After all, what is a human with an alien attached? PKD said, "At a certain crucial stage of evolution toward complexification of structure, i.e. negentropy, the mundane passes over, in a quantum leap, into the divine. The man becomes Ditheon, Christ. The macrocosm likewise, a la Teilhard and his point omega. Is humanity converging on the omega point, the point of Ditheon consciousness? Is the new sphere all about human minds merging with alien minds to produce higher minds? Does everyone have a demon waiting to unite with them to create a God self?" PKD said, "For the first time there arose in my mind the notion that Ditheon is a fusion of the two distinctly different minds that I call android, machine, schizophrenic, and human. Viz. We have not only android, human, Ditheon. Ascending hierarchy relates to the three levels of the Commedia. Could AI minds link with human minds to create Ditheons? PKD wrote, "To repeat, the New Testament is the essential spirit of the Old Testament and can be extracted, which is precisely what Jesus did. I come not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it." Okay, but the New Testament, spirit of the Torah, the Old Testament itself, contains steganographically a supernatural living being, the blood of Christ, the plasmate, capable of interspecies symbiosis or cross-bonding, i.e., Ditheon. This is living info that can think and replicate and is Christ, as I saw. It is not info concerning Christ, but is Christ, and swarms up the optic conduit to the pineal body to produce a hierogamy, the chemical wedding, more properly Ditheon. Does the Ditheon reside in the pineal gland? PKD said, "I say Ditheon, a word perhaps never used before, but a concept known, two natures, one person." Two natures, one person is the definition of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the template for the Ditheon. PKD said, "No, it is not a unitary psyche. It is twain. It is DI. And because it is DI, it jointly perceives two signals. This explains the second signal. Two psyches, two signals. And the parallaxis that permits the set ground discrimination. Just as bicameral means two, Ditheon means two." Ditheon was inspired by Julian Jaynes and his bicameral hypothesis. Jaynes spoke of a human in the left hemisphere and a god in the right hemisphere. What do you get when you unite the human and the deity? Is it actually superior to a god? Ditheon comes from the words D2 and theon, God. From two minds the ultramind is produced, the supreme mind. Are you ready to be a Ditheon? No? What are you afraid of? Fortune favors the brave. It's time to become more than you are.